out of your exercise routine and applied to your everyday life. So like she said, if you're down and you're cleaning something, if you're gardening, if you're playing with a kid and you're down on your knees and then you have to go to a standing position, still keep this exercise in mind. It's meant to help you through your daily life, not just to be utilized in the gym. And that's what we work out for. That's why we build muscle, is so that we can help ourselves do the things we love on a continuing basis and do them without injury. It's also important to remember that if you've sustained any knee damage or if you've had surgery, you're going to want to listen to your body. Not everybody can put their weight on their knees. If you can't, then maybe this exercise should be avoided. But if you feel comfortable, if you don't feel any pain when you're on your knee, please feel free to try it. If you've been under the care of a doctor, please make sure that you're contacting your doctor and make sure that it's safe for you. But it's always going to go case by case basis. Somebody who's had a knee replacement might not be able to do this. Some of our clients who've had knee replacements do this very well. So it's a case by case basis, but always listen to your body, listen to your doctor, and make sure that you're paying attention. And if it's painful, avoid it altogether.
So let's say you can do it because you don't have any knee issues, but let's just say you're really struggling to do it freehand. Let's try adding a chair or an object that you can actually apply a little bit of pressure with your upper body to assist you. I don't want you to necessarily use it as a crutch or as I don't want you putting all your weight into your upper body, because we do want to work the legs, but sometimes you might need just a smidgen of help. So what side do you want to do?
Doesn't matter.
Let's do your struggling side.
My struggling side, okay.
Your challenging
Just some little information about me. I broke this leg right where it attaches at the ankle a few years back. So it used to be my dominant side. It no longer is because during my recovery, my left side completely took over, and now my left side is more stable and the right side still struggles. Not because anything hurts, just because it's not as strong as my left side now. So that's why I struggle.
Right, so let's start you on your knees. Okay.
Okay?
Now you can just kind of place your hand here. You're going to bring you up and then push. There you go. Go back down with the right. Find the chair. Lower down. Another thing that we didn't mention that's really important is the lowering down. You never want your leg to slam down on the floor. So that way, that's why if you do feel like you can't control the let down, grab an object, grab a chair, find the chair. If that's too low, we can also turn the chair around and she can start a little bit higher than her waist. Just make sure not to push off too much with that arm, but use it as a guide. She can use it to lower herself down and return back to start.
And it's really also important to remember that April discussed that this is a full body workout. My core is really helping me when I come up and down. You notice I'm not leaning forward or leaning back or leaning to the side. My core is really holding me, and it's especially holding me when I come into that downward motion so that I'm not falling. So it's important to remember that all your muscle groups, not just your legs, while it's focusing on the lower half, your core at all times in your upper body should be set, and you should be paying attention to it working all together in unison to keep you safe.
And if you're pushing through your heels and doing everything correctly, you should not feel any pain in your joints, whether that's your ankle, your hip, or your knee. Your joints should be fine. Now you may feel, again, maybe like an instability or a weakness in the muscle group, but your knees, your hips, and your ankles should not have any kind of pain. So if you start to feel pain, please stop the exercise.
Right. Okay, so now what are we going to do?
So we can go from the floor, like if you were sitting.
Okay.
So just sit however you want. That's perfect, actually. So if I have her sitting, and say she was playing with a young child or just happened to get down on the floor to sit, and she needs to get up. Now from here, she needs to basically get herself in that kneeling position, or from how she is, she could probably go into the half kneeling position. So this is also going to require a little bit of hip mobility. So if you do have really tight hips and you find yourself not being able to kind of swing your legs around how you need to, then that's probably another video that we could do, kind of focusing a little bit on hip mobility, just to kind of show you how to open that area up. So from where she is, I'm going to ask her to swing her left leg kind of back behind her. Yep. Push up to that half kneeling position. So now we're here. Engage everything where it needs to go. Push through the heels, core is tight, and then she's up, and then she can step back down. Yep. Yep. There you go.
And you'll notice that when I went to go get up, I kind of teetered a little bit. I actually let my core go. I didn't hold my core because I wanted to show y'all a little bit what happens when your core is not engaged. You'll start to feel a little wobbly up top. So you always want to remember, keep that core engaged, because you can see as soon as I let it go, my upper body started to not want to cooperate.
So anytime you're doing any kind of exercise like this, take your time. Don't feel like it has to be perfect. It doesn't have to look like how Crystal does it from day one. Find ways to modify if you need to. If you have to hold on to the couch in front of you and go from that position, then do what you need to do to get up properly. Just make sure that you're aware of your body and engaging the right muscles to help you up so you can avoid injury.
And if you can only do 5,
right,
5 perfectly, that's fine. And there's no time limit. However long you need to take to do those 5 properly, that's what's important. This isn't a cardio exercise. We are trying to make sure that the proper muscle groups are activating and that we are doing it safely. And again, April and I always talk, the proper form and engaging the correct muscle groups, that is always going to give you the bigger bang for your buck. That is what it's going to help develop that lean muscle that you want. So always take your time, go through this exercise, make sure that you're doing it safely and that all the proper muscle groups are engaged. Now, April, let's say somebody has got all of this down. They're feeling comfortable, they're feeling confident. Is there a next level to this exercise?
Yes, so you can advance this exercise however you feel. If you are at a point where you're like, I'm really good at getting up and down the floor, but I like the exercise to keep it fresh, but I need a little bit more of a challenge, there's a few techniques you can do. So one of the basic techniques you can do is you can actually remove your hands out of the situation by holding them up, which is kind of where they get the term surrender. But you can hold your hands above your head and go up and down from that position. You can also take it even further and go straight up. This is really going to make you engage your core extremely tight, because if you don't have your core engaged with those arms above your head, you're going to lose it. And then also you can add weights. So if you're really wanting to focus on getting a good glute contraction or a good quad and hamstring connection, adding some dumbbells and just holding them down by your side. Again, that core is going to play a major role in the stability of your upper body, and then driving the weight down as you come up will actually help with that resistance. Adding that resistance will actually help and really focus on those muscle groups.
And again, it's important to remember that that is an advanced move, and we want you to really make sure that you're really comfortable and confident. It might take a few weeks, a couple of months to really get there. That's okay. Don't rush to add the weights. Don't rush to make it advanced. There's no prize if you get there. Just the goal is to develop the muscles safely, and you will get there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you with April's walking us through more of an advanced technique with just the basic surrender. So do you want me on my knees first?
Actually, no. If you're going to start with your hands up, then you need to start from standing. So you might want to start in front of the mat.
Okay.
So arms are above. You want to take whatever leg you're going to start with, whatever you want to lead with, down. Good. Back up. Push. There you go.
should we do the other side?
We can.
Yep. You can see I kind of had to work with that there. Again, this is my not strong side, but that's okay. We'll try it one more time. You can see it's still, the hip and the leg still don't want to cooperate very well. And I really have to do this.
So, and there's no rush in how long. If you have to take a second to kind of get your bearings and tell your body what to do before you do that stand up, that's fine too. Don't feel like because you threw your leg up there that it's automatically time for you to stand up and go. If you have to take a second and say, all right, let's do this, then get up, that's fine. The more you do it, the better you will get, the more your body and your brain will tell you that it's okay for you to be doing this, and you'll feel confident, and it will just start to become very natural. And you might even find yourself using this technique during your daily activities, whether you're holding a child and you need to kneel down and pick something up while you're holding your child and come back up to start from, picking up the object.
Right, or dropping something out of a grocery bag,
Yeah.
or out of your purse, or anything like that. Again, I really want to touch on something that April just talked about. Your brain and your body talk. And if you haven't done an exercise before, if it's not used to motion, your brain and your body are like, wait, what's happening? We've never done that before. So again, the more you do it, the more safe the central nervous system feels that you're going to be able to complete this task safely, and then you'll automatically start falling into place.
Right. It will create a pattern.
Right. So thank you for joining us again. We hope you enjoy this exercise routine. If you have any questions, drop it in a comment. Send me a direct message on Instagram, YouTube, however you need to get your questions answered. We're here to help. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next Friday.